Question number 9 says, write the equation of a line perpendicular to 2y equals 3x plus 8 and that passes through the point negative 6, 3. And they give us several different choices right here, A, B, C, and D. So if we're trying to write the equation of a line, remember the equation of a line, and all of these are written in this form, they have the form y equals mx plus b, right? Where m is your slope and b is your starting value, your y-intercept. Okay? Now, if we look at the equation we're given, I notice one thing right away. This isn't in y equals mx plus b. This says 2y equals something x plus b. So what we need to do is first get rid of this 2 in front of the y. So I'm going to divide this side by 2, and I'm going to divide this side by 2. Now, you can draw one big line under all this and put a 2, but sometimes people do that and they forget to multiply everything, or excuse me, to divide everything by that 2. So what I like to do is I like to just say if I multiply this side by 2, I'm going to multiply each individual term on this side by 2. So I have 3x divided by 2, so 3 divided by 2, since that's not a nice number, I'm going to leave that as a fraction, since it's not an integer, a whole number. And then we're going to add whatever 8 divided by 2 is, which is an integer value. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I have 3 over 2x plus 4. Now, the reason I leave this as a fraction is because I'm trying to find the equation of a line that is perpendicular. Alright, so if this is going up 3 and over 2, alright, it's going to be looking something like this. I want to find the line that is perpendicular to that meets at a right angle. Now, we've talked about this, and we actually have seen this in, if you did question 4, if you watched that video, we talked about how to find, to prove that something was a right angle was to see if they were perpendicular, and they were. Perpendicular lines have what we call opposite reciprocal, and again I'm going to abbreviate these, opposite reciprocal slopes. And again, I'm going to do the same example. If one slope is a over b, then the opposite reciprocal to that would be negative b over a, so that one is positive and one is negative, and we flip the fraction. A over b becomes b over a. So if this is the slope of our original line and we want the perpendicular slope, I need to make it opposite, so the new slope will be negative, right, which we can see this one is going down and to the right. So that's negative, and then we flip it. So instead of 3 over 2, it becomes 2 over 3. So just like that, I know that my slope needs to be negative 2 over 3. Alright? So I have y equals negative 2/3 x plus something. I just don't know the starting value. Now this is a neat little trick. This is where your point comes in. Alright? This is something called, there's different ways you can work problems out like this, but this is actually something really neat. If we know that y equals negative 2/3 x plus b, and we don't know what this is what we're trying to find. However, look up here at this point. I know that when my x value is negative 6, my y is supposed to be 3 for this new line that we're drawing. So that means if I replace this x with negative 6 and this y with 3, then this equation looks like 3 equals negative 2/3 times negative 6 plus this b value that I don't know. Well, now b is the only variable. It's the only letter I don't know. I can just solve this equation for b. So let's simplify this. If I do negative 2/3 times negative 6, we'll type that in the calculator. Get a value of positive 4. So we have 4 plus b is equal to 3. So all this simplified to 4. To solve for b, we just take away 4 from both sides. So 3 minus 4 is negative 1. That cancels, and that's what our b value is. So that means my slope, which I already found earlier, was negative 2/3. So I had y equals negative 2/3 x, and then my y-intercept starting value is negative 1, so I just put a minus 1 on the end. So this is the equation of the line that's perpendicular to the original that they gave us, and that passes through that given point. It's going to match up with answer choice C. So make sure you understand that. Go back and watch it. If you missed any part, go back, just rewind the video and watch it again. Hopefully that makes sense, and then move on to the next question.